What's up, guys? Straight from the chest, and my name is Justin Groth, and I'm your host, guys, on this personal development podcast geared towards igniting the dormant passion that lays within you, and honestly, just developing you into a better human being. Hopefully, I can give you some pathways or instruction to do so. So, guys, for all my veteran listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. From all my new listeners, welcome. And guys, if this is a podcast that you enjoy, please just do me one favor and just tell somebody about it. Just tell somebody. That's it. That's the only thing that I ask in return. So guys, if you are new, this is something that we like to do on this podcast called a We're Not Friends segment. And honestly, I don't have one for you today. I just don't. I could sit and try to make something up, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just tell you that I don't have one because that's reality in today. I just don't. There's nothing right now that irritates the shit out of me. I'm sure there will be in the future, but today, as of today, no. So, guys, moving forward, I love there's a new series that I found that I am just in love with. It's got so many good characters. It's got a decent amount of cartel gang activity that's kind of, dramatic. It's got funny. It's great. It's called Better Call Saul. That's the series that I've attached to in this last month or so. And I don't binge watch. I limit myself to an episode or two or three at the most, but it's something that I watch very occasionally. I try to savor it, regardless if there's a lot of seasons. And with this one, there's only 4 seasons. But anyways, I'm savoring it. I'm watching it every so often. I'm not trying to, again, not binge watching this because I don't want to just do that. I'd rather just save it for times of my week that I'm looking forward to it, or that I can relish in the activity. To be honest, in my life, there's like zero going on that's exciting, except for high carb days and then Better Call Saul right now. So, Better Call Saul is, if you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. And I know people say you have to watch it, you have to watch it. Because this is honestly about a guy that has massive aspirations and determination like you wouldn't believe, against so many odds in his life, against so many losses. It can very much well be tied to a personal development show. And you might not see that until, the second or third season when he starts really getting into some crap, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. And it's something that I see as something of a developmental series. It's not just drama. It's not just funny, although it is those things. And for some reason, it has to do with attorneys, by the way. And for some reason, I love watching shows dealing with attorneys. Like Goliath was another one with Billy Bob Thornton. I love Billy Bob Thornton. And I just, for some reason, I don't know, I think it's the vocabulary in which these people talk with. It's so profound and enlightening, encouraging, the kind of words that these guys choose to speak. I've never heard attorneys speak this way in person in real life. I'm sure that they have extensive vocabularies, but these guys are on a different level. So I love it for that reason. That's what draws me in, as well as just the whole, them fighting in the judicial system, et cetera, et cetera. It's very, 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 very captivating to me. And then on top of it, the drama with the cartel and all that. You gotta watch it. Anyways, so I'm at the point where Saul is starting up his own firm. I don't mean to be spoiler, but many of you probably won't even take my advice and watch it. So I'm just gonna tell you anyways. But Saul is starting a new firm, and he starts it with the girlfriend of his, which is a partner, and they need a front desk associate to answer phones and do paperwork, etc. Like, she's paralegal, right? All right, so she's probably 40-ish, something around there. Very bubbly, very lively person. And this is, again, her character is fictitious, it's made up, I get it, but just carry along with me. So Saul hires her, he loves her, and it's the first candidate they even interview, and he's like, yes, I want her. Okay, so very very unapologetically, what's the word I'm looking for? Just what's the word? Just very, I don't know. Anyways, I can't think of the word right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. But he just hires her on the spot, and so she comes in and she's doing her thing, and you know, I sit back, and most people would look at this and they would think like, and I'm not saying I'm above you in the way I think, because I'm not. I'm just telling you this is the way I see this particular situation, or there was a download from God with regards to this particular picture, this scene. But there was a scene where she was just leaving the corridors, or the establishment, and I just, for some reason, I thought to myself, with how happy she is in life, and how much she's probably, you know, this is a woman that she's about 40 years old. She's been through extensive jobs in her past, gives her the criteria to even work here. You know, she's gone through some schooling, etc. But I mean, a paralegal is a paper pusher. I mean, it's really just you know, she does things with documents. She does all basically the bitch work for the attorney, is what one of my clients described it to me. That's a paralegal. And so I was just like, do you think that this woman at this age in her life is happy with where she's at? I mean, she's probably getting paid minimum wage or a little bit above minimum wage, and she's sitting behind a desk, paper pushing, answering calls, all that, this, the other, but she's got such a bubbly attitude. Again, I know it's acting, but I'm sure that in reality there's people that exist like this. I know there is. I've encountered them. And regardless of how much of a facade she puts on or doesn't, that's for us not to know. We don't know that, right? We don't know if she's faking or if she's just reality. Or if it's authentic, rather. But I can't help but think, that's my dog in the background. Thanks, Lola, for shaking off and making a disturbance. But I see, she's just looking at me like, no, like, shut up, dude. So I see this with this lady, and she's happy, and yet she's getting probably paid minimum wage, and she's okay. It's like everything's okay. She's happy still. She's joyful. And I think to myself, I could never do that, but I sit back and also reflect on the position of how I speak to you guys. And there's a side of me, there's two sides to me. I think there's two sides to all of us, maybe multiple sides to some of you, but for the most part, there's two sides to us. One side that says, you know, just tries to bulldoze through everybody. I'm trying to depict an illustration here that best matches what I'm trying to convey. It's like you're a steamroller. You're just bulldozing through people, and you don't care who doesn't like what you're saying. You don't care who has anything negative to say. You're just bulldozing. You're just focused on your path. You're just pile driving through all the way. And then there's a side of me that speaks from my heart and is like empathetic, and I want to be empathetic to those who maybe have a disgruntledness with what I'm saying, or maybe don't see it the same way, and maybe this, that, and the other. There's two, it's like one is brain derived and one is heart derived. And the heart is saying, listen, man, maybe not everybody sees life the way you see life. Maybe not everybody is centered around, you know, becoming, not to say not becoming their best, but not displaying their best, or not becoming what they're, maybe not becoming, I can't spit this out. Help me. Maybe not being everything that they're called to be through their work or through what they provide as in terms of a means to their salary, but maybe, and this is what hit me, maybe it's all centered around what they do extracurricularly, or what their extracurricular activities are outside of their work. Maybe they just are fine with going to work and doing what they need to do to provide money, put money on the table to provide for their family, etc., etc. But that's not where their happiness or fulfillment lies. It maybe lies in their extracurricular activities that they do. Maybe it lies in the nonprofit organization they do a lot of extensive work for on the side. Maybe it lies in their bingo hall when they go to have bingo with all their friends. I particularly know this for example here. I'm gonna let you into my personal life. My mom has a newfound affinity for bingo, and this probably was introduced to her about 2.5 years ago. And my mom loves bingo. She goes to bingo 2, 3, 4, 9 times a week. I don't know. She goes a lot. I don't think it's that much, but it seems like a lot. Every time I'm talking to her, she's like, I'm going to bingo. So my mom runs a business with my father, and they have done so for the last 30 somewhat years, ever since before I was born. And my mom when she found bingo, now it's just like a newfound love, a newfound child. It's like she's maybe not that far, but you get my drift. It's something she looks forward to immensely. And as a result, because she loves it, she wants to do it, she's affecting people in her group like I never thought my mom would affect people. And it's not to say that I never saw this type of character in her before. I think a lot of the way that I interact with people is based on how I've seen my mom and my dad react with people or interact with people. But in the same token, I feel like my mom is stepping out into a branch of a newfound legacy that she will leave on this planet because of her interaction and exuberance that she portrays in the bingo hall. And you know how I know this? Because we run into people that she plays bingo with on the street. And these people, you can tell, have a genuine love for my mom and what she gives them. And it may not be something of a gift, but it may be her words of encouragement. It may be her energy. It may be something centered around a spiritual gift that she maybe doesn't know that she had until she was 50 some years old. And maybe that's the way she's going to leave her mark. Maybe that is a part of her purpose. So it made me reflect on this lady that was an assistant to Saul. Maybe it has nothing to do with your job, your purpose in life. Maybe it has nothing to do with starting a business. That's not your purpose. Maybe it has everything to do with how you lead people, how you interact with people, your words of encouragement, the energy that God's given you, the aura that He's given you. Maybe that and that alone is your purpose or your mark on this planet. You never know what your words are going to do to people. You never know. You never know what your energy or what your hug is going to bring to somebody's spirit that day. You never know. It could be exactly and everything more than what that person needed in that moment, and you gave it to them, and you were just being you. That's major. That's so major. It may have nothing to do with your job. Nothing. And that's what that taught me. Maybe I'm speaking so loudly that I'm not hearing the empathy that I need to hear instead, and I'm just going off of just steamrolling through this conversation. And although I'm unapologetically still delivering you truth and genuity and authenticity, it still warrants some empathy on the side as well. And I believe that with regards to you not necessarily, you don't have to be in a job or in a career that's going to produce your purpose. It may not come from that. It may be something centered around everything that you are to other people. And that may not come from what you produce or who you work for or what you decide to do with your hands. It may be how you use your voice or what aura or spirit of energy, of love, has been given to you to be able to transfer into others' lives. So my homework for you is like every single time. This is the same homework that I have, even though I don't ever exclaim it. This is what I want you to work on. I want you to work on identifying what reactions you get from people with what you bring to the table. If it's not in your work that you get great reactions from them, that's okay. Maybe your gift or your talent doesn't revolve around your work, even though you're happy in your work. I'm talking about genuine, consumptive reactions from people that are displaying affinity to what you're giving them. What are those reactions to what you're doing? When you see the reaction of affinity and of just a natural glow and an upliftment to that person's spirit, you know you're onto something. You know you're onto something. It may not come from you. You may not have that same glow, or you may not have that same zeal as to match them, what they're showing you, but because you're doing it, so you're giving them something so effortlessly, and because it's coming so naturally from your spirit, and it's making them respond in that natural, genuine way that's almost gravitating towards you, and they're almost wanting to soak up whatever you're giving them, more of it, and you know it's not coming from a fake facadial aspect of you or your spirit. You know you're onto something. Identify what that is. It may take you till you're 55. But every day you have on this planet, it's just another day that God's saying, again, I'm giving you another day to research what it is that I've planted inside of you. I'm giving you another day to be your best to others, to identify what it is that I've planted inside of you. I'm giving you another day because you're not done yet. Done.